And welcome to another episode of the First Issue Club, your weekly comic book podcast that is here to focus and execute and dissect and talk about the hottest and most delicate and tempting comic books on the shelves this week. I am one of your hosts, Greg Lichtai, doing my best Mike D impression. And you know the thing about I like about comics is that you think you're gonna get one thing and you open it and it's just like a story erupting from these stagnant pages, going into your cerebellum and rewiring the way you think and you feel and how a story is supposed to be. And it's just beautiful. And it's just wonderful, and that's just the funny thing about how books work and how your brain works. And we're here to just help you talk about it and think about it, and you're here to be a part of the group, and we welcome you because just like Sue Storm, we love a good read.
What an incredible Mike D! Do you want to hear my Mike D?
Yeah, let's go. Do the intro like we're opening the show again. Folks, let me lead you in here, Andy. Folks, here is Andy Vargas's perfect impression of Mike D, host of the First Issue Club. Vargas, the floor is yours.
That's a box opening. 98989898989896. No, that's my Mike D.
Mike D, King 9.8 over here. Loves to slab a good book. And I just might add, day is ruined when it's a 9.6.
Yes, that's right. The year is ruined when it's a 9.6.
Comic books are worthless if it's a 9.6.
We love you, Mike D, and we miss you.
Yeah, Mike D is in San Diego for some work stuff. So that means that Andy and I are here left to our own devices, which means the show is not going to be that good. Sorry.
When the cat's away, the mice will play, baby.
We're missing that special sauce that keeps us in line. So we're just off the rails. Case in point, no intro music, so I had to lead you in quietly to the episode today.
It's okay. We also couldn't find any news. Nothing was exciting happening.
Here's what the news looks like right now for comic book stuff, and folks at home can probably relate. Absolute Batman's the best-selling comic of 2024. Here's what fans think.
Yeah.
And that's 15 articles. That's 15 articles on Absolute Batman and its current sales of how many copies it's sold. And I'll be the first to admit, I liked Absolute Batman. I still like it. It's a fun book.
Yes.
I don't need 15 articles about it being the best-selling comic of 2024. First of all, that's the dumbest headline of all time. Of course it is. We all knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was a smash fucking hit.
Yeah.
That's like saying that water is wet.
Yeah. On Twitter, Scott Snyder put something about like, if Absolute Batman gets a second printing, I'll do a cover that has this, whatever. And my first response was, you mean when? Let's be real.
Yeah. There will be 10 printings of this book. Yeah.
Like, come
it's
on,
so
Scott.
Stupid.
Don't be that guy.
While I am on the line of thinking that DC is slam dunking this all in absolute initiative, whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing a phenomenal job. What it has created as far as comic book coverage for other books is straight up dog shit. Like, it is just barren for other articles and other critiques and reviews of other books. It is just all about what clicky thing can we get about an absolute book to get us views on our websites.
Yeah.
And that's the aftermath that we have to deal with. But you know what? It's the end of the year. We're going to be doing our best of lists. Everyone else is going to be doing their best of lists. So that'll be fun to see. But for right now, as far as news goes, blah.
Yeah.
Yuck.
The only things I can think of are two things, and they're not comic book related. Creature Commandos came out. Neither of us have watched it yet.
Nope. 2 episodes, I think, have come out.
Yes. Apparently it's good. I've heard that it's good.
Okay.
And also the first 8 minutes of Craven are online. Did you watch it?
Let me just, for anyone that is hearing that for the first time, that 8 minutes of the Craven movie has been released, and you're thinking to yourself, why is that a big deal? That's a sure sign that the movie sucks. If the studio is just like, please God, just put out 8 minutes of this just to get a conversation going. We need butts in seats. Can we release half the movie? Can we put half the movie on TikTok? We'll just do anything, please. This is costing us a fortune. It's not a good look. Usually less is more for movies. Kind of get the anticipation amped up. They're practically releasing. They're leaking it themselves at this point.
Hey man,
they're doing whatever they can. Well, you've seen them all anyway. You've seen Morbius. You've seen.
Yes, I saw them all in theater. I saw Madam Web. Oh yeah,
you saw it in theaters?
Of course I did.
I'm not gonna say of course you did.
Of course I did. The old gypsy woman's curse forces me to see these things in
when
theater.
My parents went to the Amazon, their last words were, "Please go see every movie in the theater."
And then they were bit by a spider.
Yeah. Which made me get powers for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Just like how I had to go see Bloodshot in theaters. Yeah.
Oh man, you will just go sit through anything.
Yeah, man. It was during COVID, and I was the only person in the theater.
Well, there's your. No, you buried the lead. There was your hidden thing. You were looking for any kind of entertainment, and you haven't left that time of thinking yet. It's okay. We're in the post world now. You can wait till it's streaming, Vargas.
Never. I gotta see Craven.
Also, Skeleton Crew, the new Star Wars TV series is out.
I haven't watched that yet.
It looks cool. It looks like a fun 80s kids Star Wars flick, which
it looks like the Goonies, but Star Wars.
I'm all for. Yeah, people are comparing it to that, or E.T., or Monster Squad. Something about, getting a gang of stupid kids in perilous situations. People love
kids.
I'll end up watching it eventually just because I like Star Wars, but it's not on my list right now.
Sure.
Nothing's on my list to watch right now except old episodes of Monk.
Really?
I need to get that Tony Shalhoub in me.
You're not watching anything?
No, I got 2 kids under 3. I barely find time to read comic books nowadays.
Well, Greg, as a father myself,
you should see my Spotify Wrapped. It is all Bluey. It's Bluey and one song by Doja Cat.
I have YouTube music, so my YouTube Wrapped, whatever it was, was my number one song was Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and then the rest were like hardcore death metal pig squeal.
Listen, we are not a music podcast, but I can safely say Sabrina Carpenter, album of the motherfucking year.
Oh, dude, yeah, it slaps.
I'm sorry, Chapel Roan, you're fantastic, but Sabrina Carpenter released the just absolute hit maker of an album.
Totally.
There are singles on that album that haven't even hit radio yet. They're gonna blow people's fucking minds.
Yeah.
Slim Pickens is maybe one of my favorite songs off that album.
It's so good.
So fucking good. I digress. We'll get into that later in the year-end stuff.
Hell yeah.
But like we said, no news to speak of because it's all garbage. It's the end of the year. People are saving their announcements for books and stuff until 2025.
Lame.
Yeah, lame for us. But what's not lame is being sponsored by Boulevard Brewing Company Space Camper IPA. Yum, yum, give me some down to my tum-tum. Juice Nova out now. An aromatic IPA that'll fill your room with fruity senses and increase your party ability by by 10%.
Uh-huh.
Those statistics are unproven. So you can't sue me.
I still have yet to make a Corona Rita with Juice Nova, but I really want to have a mango margarita with some Juice Nova in it.
Well, soon you and Mike D are coming over to my house to help me organize some comics, so we'll make some of those. We'll document it over on our Patreon. If you're looking for more Boulevard Brewing Company paraphernalia or swag, go to their website, go to the shop, use promo code FIC24 to get 20% off your purchase. We had to pay for that promo code, $10,000, so it came out of our pocket. to make sure that you could get a good deal this holiday season. So,
but it's okay. They're giving us $1 from every purchase. So
no, they are not. This benefits us in no way. We just wanted to pass it on to our loyal listeners because we all know that you have a beer nerd in your family as well as a comic book nerd. So whether they want socks or a poster or a t-shirt or whatever, go to boulevard.com, find the online shop, use FIC24, get 20% off, and thank me later.
Yeah, but maybe they'll give us $1. So then we can be, we're in the whole $10,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if they give us $1 for every purchase,
right?
I mean, the 3 purchases we've made,
and then you tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. Yeah,
now you're getting it.
We created a pyramid scheme. Whoopsie.
Now you're getting it.
That's on us.
We're $10,000 in the hole, but
thank you, Boulevard.
We love you.
We're on while we're in this promo area. We're on YouTube.
Yes.
We're on Blue Sky now. We're not really on X anymore because it's just not fun to be there.
Yeah, it sucks.
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're over on Patreon, patreon.com/First Issue Club, where you get a bunch of bonus episodes. Like this week, you get a James Bond episode, 007th Club from Vargas and I, and a Black Friday haul video from yours truly, who is talking, who is Greg, plus other stuff. A ton of other stuff. There's I checked it the other day. There's over 400 episodes on that fucking thing.
That's too many.
Some say not enough.
That's too much content.
If you listen $4, it's only $4.
If you listen to all those episodes,
you'd go crazy. Clinically insane. If you listen to all those episodes,
it unlocks a hole to a new dimension of
craziness. Yeah. If you want to join one of the coolest spots in comic book world, check out our Discord as well. We have a thriving, not kidding, thriving Discord community that is maybe the most fun to be a part of. I feel like I'm a part of the best text thread I've ever been a part of because of that stupid little Discord channel, and I love it so goddamn much.
Yes, the most active channels are the Marvel Snap support group and the Pokemon trading card game channel.
And the thread that is possibly the angriest is the cover challenge.
Oh my God.
Hosted by our good buddy 10K, who is a devil when it comes to these games. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, go check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And not to mention all of that, plus you can fire back at us. So when it's like, no, Vargas, you idiot, it's not Eidolon, it's Eidolon. You can...
Yeah. Have you ever wondered, how can I yell at these guys IRL in real time so that they know that I'm pissed?
Yeah. It will literally send a notification directly to my phone. So, if you want to yell at us, we have a channel dedicated exactly to that.
Oh, man. Go check it out. We have a link tree with all that stuff on there. But let's get into comic books. I'll start. You know what? I'll start. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Full disclosure, I did not make it to a physical comic book store this week.
Full disclosure, I don't know how to read.
Full disclosure, I own no comic books. I have been making it up this whole time. I'm really good at guessing. No, I read, as part of Black Friday, I signed up for Marvel Unlimited because you can get an entire year for $45.
Good deal.
It's a good deal. It's still
if you're a digital
going on.
reader, good deal.
Yeah, it's still going on as late as this recording. So my guess is they'll just continue it through the rest of the year, but I don't know. So instead of reporting on a physical comic book, I'm going to report on some e-comics. That's like emails.
Did you have to say it like that?
Yes.
Okay.
They're not digital. They're
e-comics.
So the one that I read that I was most interested in was Astonishing X-Men Infinity comic. This, of course, is a spinoff of the Krakoa stuff. It's from our good buddy, not good buddy. It's from Alex Packnadel and Philip Sevi and Michael Bartolo did the colors.
For a hot second, I thought you were going to say Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé. The man's a triple threat.
The man with the golden voice.
That's him.
Wrote a Krakoa comic.
But no, I was excited about this. Obviously it's digital only. It's an Infinity comic, so you can only read it by subscribing to Marvel Unlimited. I am a big fan of Alex Paknadel. He wrote All Against All last year, which was on damn near the top of my list.
Yeah, I was going to say top 5 for you.
Yeah, that book ripped so hard. So it's good to see him getting some big 2 work. So this book is, I'll call it a small story for X-Men. It has to do with Husk and Banshee specifically.
Cool.
And it feels like maybe it's just because I'm in the mood because we just talked James Bond. It feels like a spy story where there is Banshee is in New York and he is having to investigate or asked to investigate a mutant murder. And that, that's kind of just the kickoff point. And then Husk is in Kentucky, and I didn't realize Husk is Cannonball's sister.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah, that's what I said. And if Mike D was here, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course, obviously."
That's why he's not here.
That is why he's not here.
You know what? I take it back. I'm glad he's not here.
You know what? Fuck
I don't
that
want.
guy.
I don't want 5 minutes of wax poeticking about Husk and Cannonball's kinship. You know what? I don't need it. It's my resolution. It's my resolution for 2025. I don't need that shit.
Not putting up with it, Mike. So that was a revelation for me. But she's dealing with family stuff about the fall of Krakoa, and we get a little bit of a window into maybe more mutant outsiders. Not the A-list folks, but even mutants that aren't part of the X-Men. Obviously every mutant was invited to Krakoa, but some of them felt that they didn't want to go, right? They've got lives outside. Maybe they're dating a human.
Got my own shit going on. I don't need to move.
So this book felt like kind of a window into more people that happen to be mutants as opposed to mutants who are superheroes, right? It felt kind of like it had the same vibe as like Alias did, where you have
the Jennifer Garner TV show.
No, Jessica Jones Alias.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Where you get a story about a private detective who happens to be a superhero. It's just kind of the story of a regular person. So this was really good. I'm really excited about it. I got to the end of the book and I was like, oh man, that's it. So that's always a good sign. Some of the other stuff that I'm super interested in for Marvel Unlimited is they have an Avengers Academy Infinity comic that I'm super jazzed about. I loved Avengers Academy. I wrote a review of it on our Patreon. If you have an inkling to go check that out.
You did?
I wrote it. I don't know if I finished it and posted it, I guess.
I'll have to check that because I haven't seen that come through.
I'll make sure it's up. How about that?
Yes.
I read the whole series with the intention of reviewing it. How about that?
Hell yeah. Go to our Patreon to see if that exists.
Yeah, for real. But I loved Avengers Academy, the original series, and totally jazzed to see a new cast of heroes show up. Mike D, I know, talked about Kid Juggernaut. He's got his own little series.
Right. Yeah.
He shows up in this Avengers Academy book.
What about Kid Venom?
Book. Kid Venom, no, not yet.
Isn't he like going to be in like is it like the new Champions book that they're doing, or I feel like there's like a Young Avengers thing coming up for Marvel.
The new Champions is all those like variant cover kids are showing up.
Yeah, like little Moon Knight and Kid Juggernaut.
His name is Moon Squire. Get it right.
Oh god, yeah. The disrespect, Spider Boy, Spider Girl, all that stuff.
Yeah. Kid Venom does have a book out, but it's a solo book.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's lots of cool stuff on Marvel Unlimited. in addition, and they're about 3 months behind. If I didn't mention that before, so in terms of like new release books, we're getting some of the
Blood Hunt.
No, Blood Hunt's already on there. It's not
Okay.
that bad. It's like September. We're getting September books.
Oh, right. So you guys can finally catch up to where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But they have everything. I mean, tons of stuff. Some of the stuff that is like on my backlog was the entire Annihilation saga is on there. So I'm gonna go read that. Philip Kennedy Johnson's Hulk. I have not been picking that up, but I'm super excited that I get to go back and read that. They don't have the original Alien series that Marvel now owns the rights to and is reprinting physically.
Oh, because it was Dark Horse or whatever?
Yeah, it was originally Dark Horse. So that was a little bit of a disappointment, but I'm not super surprised that they don't have it digitally. But they do have all the new Alien books. That Marvel started printing whenever they got the rights. So.
The thing that's great about the Marvel Unlimited app, and I have to say this up front, this isn't a paid ad. They're not telling us to say this. This is like we've never. This is just like a service that we've used that I'm just like going to talk about for a second.
Yeah.
They have organized that stuff so well that if you're just curious about like a run of books or like a generation of books that like was popular like in the 90s or early 2000s or whatever, they have categorized it and put it in a way that you can just like go check out Onslaught, or you can go check out like the Messiah complex stuff. Like they've got it so well organized that any new Marvel reader or pre-existing Marvel reader that wants to go back and explore the series again can find it so easily.
Yeah.
And you can just rediscover new series that you loved or find a new series to love. And I want to applaud Marvel for just whoever is in charge of organizing that. You did it good. You made it so it's not just a clusterfuck to scroll through and just just a mess. So that's a kudos I do want to pay the Marvel Unlimited at.
Yeah, the thing that struck me was the first thing you see when you open the app for the first time is not sure where to start. Who's your favorite character? And you can just like, it's Black Panther, right? And you click Black Panther and it just gives you comics featuring Black Panther. So you get, his solo series, you get Avengers stories featuring him.
Yep.
All that stuff. It's great.
Yeah. It's such a smart way to help new readers just kind of discover something. Just like, let's make it easy for you. You like Captain America? Try this. Yeah. And then you're off to the races.
Yep. And for $45 for a year, I don't know. It was worth it to me. I'm not a digital reader, but this might be, because I think the annual subscription normally is $70. My hope is that, I guess you have to be a new subscriber. You can't just keep re-upping, but
yeah, it's also going to re-up you at 70, just so you know.
It definitely is, for sure. But I don't know. It's worth it if you have an inkling to check out. Maybe you're tired of having a wall of boxes in your basement. I'm not. I'm not either. But if you are,
what else am I going to sleep on?
True.
I made a king size bed frame with all the boxes that I have, all the short boxes.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I slept on it for like a week and now I got back issues.
Oh,
hey, that's the kind of entertainment you came here for. Sly comic book jokes.
I gotta go. All right. What'd you read?
I read a few things. I read Long Cold Winter on Mad Cave, which is a story that is set in the distant future here on Earth where the air is unbreathable.
Sure.
So next year. And people have to buy air to breathe. Okay. So we're dystopian. We're not in a good place right now as far as Earth is concerned.
We're all up in it.
And there is this figure wandering about, meandering, who is like wanted for something. He's like a wanted figure in the world, right?
Okay.
He's befriended by a robot. The robot's name is the Kid.
Sure.
So we're getting this kind of lone wolf cub kind of situation where it's a grizzled old human. We haven't seen the human yet, but he's in like this big like air suit, so he's like face fully covered. Small person he's in charge of now, I guess.
Sure.
And so he is shepherding this little robot to a robot stronghold that is like supposed to be like a utopia for robots to live.
Sure.
And this little robot kid promises this wanderer that if he helps him get there, he can give him like basically like a new identity, like a new start. He won't constantly be hunted and like trying to be killed to get this bounty that's on his head.
Okay.
And so that's just like the overarching story.
Sure.
What's really cool about this book is that it has the feel and aesthetic of like a very punk rock DIY comic book. Try like early Tank Girl and like just like really gritty and bombastic fight scenes and just kind of like funny little quirky inside jokes in the background and just really unique character design. So I while the story is, I don't want to say typical, like it's just like kind of a straightforward, get an asset, deliver asset to destination.
Sure. Yeah.
Where the story is really going to thrive is the creativity behind the creative team and how they display it to us. Right.
Sure.
So that's what I'm very excited for about this book, Long Cold Winter.
Who wrote it?
That's a great question. Pirelio and Cardesili.
Okay.
Hi, Kara.
Greg says hi. Hi, Greg. She says hi.
And so it's they've done stuff before on Mad Cave, so it's like a team that's worked well together. But I just think there's something different with this book that's going to be really popping. I feel like they're just like kind of like letting their creativity run wild with this one.
Yeah.
So I'm as a person who's really into like punk rock stuff and DIY zines, this was like really scratching an itch that I didn't realize I was missing from my everyday comic book ingestion.
Cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It feels like Mad Cave is kind of having their moment. Like
they've been this is the year of Mad Cave. They acquired some sweet licensing stuff.
Yes.
They have like Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon and Gotchaman and a ton of other great books.
Yeah, their IP stuff is like starting to get really competitive.
Johnny Quest.
Oh yeah, that's
the Johnny Quest book has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so what's really great about that is that like they've taken this licensed property stuff and like really ran with it. They've really like created a really successful foothold with these characters that have primarily been just kind of like forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm jazzed about it. I think they're doing great stuff. I always thought that they were kind of special after they did Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the moment where it's like, okay, this is going to be a publisher to watch out for.
So to be candid,
yeah,
I was worried that Mad Cave was going to go the same route as Scout Comics, as far as like, and I'm not trying to like punch down on Scout or anyone, but it's just like Scout Comics when they first came out was really clicking. Like it's just they made book after book after book, like really really good indie hits, and then they just kind of hit a weird skid.
Yeah.
It kind of like and stagnant material and like weird distribution. I don't know if that was due to pandemic stuff or whatever, but the energy that they were working off in the beginning, it kind of fizzled. And I think they're trying to claw their way out, and they're still, doing stuff. But Mad Cave has done the opposite. They've just taken that energy and just kept going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
And I think they did something that Scout didn't do, which was get that licensed property.
Totally. Yes.
They took the money that they earned early on, or just like, no, we need to get like other stuff now to like kind of keep this boat going.
Yeah, I had a lot of hope for Scout because they did Scout's Honor, right?
They did a lot of stuff. They did a lot of great books.
Yeah.
And they still will. I'm not saying that they're done.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But it's just like it's
they didn't strike while the iron was hot.
Right. And I don't know if that was a situational thing with like the pandemic or whatever.
Yeah.
That's some behind the scenes stuff that I'm not privy to. It just seems like they hit a weird skid, and they haven't really done much since.
Yeah.
Anyway,
totally.
Other books that I read 2 anthology style books.
Okay.
One is DC's Batman Smells, Robin Laid an Egg.
Sure.
Out on DC, of course.
Of course.
DC and Marvel always do this. In fact, Marvel did release their holiday anthology this week as well. They throw a bunch of crazy characters in a book. It's a giant one-shot. Each does a unique holiday-themed story. It's fun. There's a ton of covers for them.
What?
There's not a lot of stakes. It's just a fun thing to give to, like, your kid.
Yeah.
And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, this is a book you throw at your son or daughter and be like, hey, go fuck this book up. It's just a dumb book.
Yeah.
And that will hopefully get them into comic books.
Right.
So it serves a purpose. But there's some really cool ones there. Like one involves the Secret Six, and it's called The Secret Santa.
Of course. Yeah. Why wouldn't it?
And so that's just a fun book of ragtag Secret Six characters doing the most absurd Secret Santa thing you can think of. Dr. Midnight in Silent Night.
Sure.
And there is what's the other one? John Constantine in Ghosts of Christmas Present.
Sure. Christmas Present. I get it.
And then the Joker in It's a Criminal Life.
Sure.
So you can see the theme here of, they kind of spoof some popular Christmas movies or literature or something, and with their IP. It's just a lot of good fun. It's lighthearted. Like I said, no real investment. You can pick a fun cover that you like the most and buy it. But I do like the holiday themed Big Two stuff. I think they kind of like let their guard down a little bit, get a little goofy with it, and that's where I think those two entities need to lean in more as the years go on.
Totally. Yeah.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Mike D would disagree with us.
Well, that's because Mike D doesn't like fun.
It's true.
If you're a long-time listener, whenever Vargas and I get excited about something stupid or something fun, who's the first to just shit on it?
It's true. But we got him with Godzilla's Masterpiece Theater.
I bought another copy of that.
Yeah, of course.
Because it is... I don't know how it doesn't make Book of the Year.
I know, right?
And it only has one issue out so far.
I know. But we got him. We got
Masterpiece.
him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And the other anthology book I read is a book that I don't think a lot of people have on their radar. It's called Dread the Halls from Image Comics and Syzygy, the imprint that's on Image.
Uh-huh.
And it is a bunch of anthology-themed Christmas stories as well, by Jordan Hart and Chris Yall.
Okay.
Ryall. And where this one differs from the DC version is that these are more like if Charles Dickens and the Crypt Keeper had a baby.
Okay.
It's like this is what it would be. Like it's kind of like a monkey paw Christmas tale storyline.
Got it.
There's like 5 stories in this thing, and each one of them is fucking awesome.
Is it?
It is so cool. It's like the goth kid in me is reveling in it, of just like the macabre like just sinister, weird little stories that are in this book. One of them is about Santa's twin brother who makes the naughty list.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them is about like this guy who's injured on a mountainside while he's like snow skiing or snow ATV thing, whatever that's called, snowmobiling.
Yeah, snowmobiling.
And then is chased by like a Wendigo.
Hell yes. I'm all about that.
And then he falls in love with a ghost. Let that sit in your cerebellum.
Wait, I was not ready.
I was ready with Wendigo. Let that tickle your medulla oblongata. And that's just one story.
That's awesome.
What's it called? It's called Dread the Halls.
Dread the Halls. All right. Yeah, I got it.
I implore my friends out there who love cryptic stuff, who love Christmas stuff, who love anthology books, go check this book out. It's just a ton of fun.
Yeah,
I think it's like a normal price comic book too, which is
all over that.
Even better. It is, and like it's beautifully drawn because every story has a different writer and illustrator, so it's just primo shit going on.
Yeah, I'm all over that. Sick.
Yeah, super sick. And that's it. That's all we did. Typically, the show is a little longer.
I know. I didn't make it to the store.
We'd have Mike D's takes as well.
Yeah,
but we can vamp for a little bit. If you do, what I am going to do for the Patreon for those folks who want more comic book content, I will be covering the Venom #1 and the new Two-Face #1 by Christian Ward. So if you want some more stuff, just go over there and I'll cover that as well. So
nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop some Patreon content too. I'm hoping to get to the store this week, so maybe I'll do some stuff there. And then I want to go through. I'm jealous of all the folks in our Discord posting all the sick shrine pictures. So
yeah, so hold on, let me explain that. So we have a channel on our Discord called the Shrines Showcase.
Yeah,
which basically is just like show off the cool shit you bought. Whether it be original art, a new comic book, whatever you think is cool.
Yeah, and I can't afford original art, so what
you can though, Andy. You can, and you know what? We'll make a show. We'll make an introductory episode about how to buy original art on the cheap, because there is some stuff that I know you can buy.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's good, because something I want to start doing is I have a couple of headshots of Captain America. I got one from Kyle Starks when he had that sweet sale, and then Mike D did one. And they're both in Ronan, my son's room. So I think I'm gonna start just buying little Captain America headshots for him.
Yeah. I will say the best way to do that, go to cons.
Yeah,
comic book conventions are the best way to get cheap and fairly priced original artwork, especially if you just want like a specific character. It's the best way to go.
Yeah. So I'd definitely be interested in how to buy original art, but I also think I'm going to just start going through my wall of short boxes that I've got over here in a Patreon and just talk about cool covers or runs that I have, because they're completely unorganized.
So after you help me do mine, we'll go to your house.
Yeah,
and we'll organize your stuff.
We can do that. Yeah.
Are you gonna be taking over the basement for your stuff, for your nerd stuff, or do you still have your office, or is that Ronan's room? Question answered.
I don't know if you can see that.
It's out of focus, but I can get the gist.
Yeah, we've got an entire wall back there of
it'll focus. There we go.
My comics. So
yeah, that'd be cool. I'm excited to see those episodes of you going through your collection. We talked about that on our some of our top 100 best of comic book episodes that we've been doing. Part 2, we talked about how one of them was going through a friend's collection and seeing what they like to curate and buy. That's always a joy to do. So
yeah,
if you haven't heard those, go check out our part 1 and part 2 of top 100 best things about comic books. you're sure to enjoy them. And not only, I guarantee, you'll disagree with them. That's a first issue club promise.
See, and then it all comes back. You can sign up to our Discord and yell at us about them in the Discord.
If you really want to get back at us, sign up for our Patreon. Patreon.com/first issue club.
That'll show us.
That'll teach us. What else? Oh, if you can't get enough comic book podcast content, and let me tell you, folks, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of great podcasting content out there. I'm wearing my Comic Book Couples Counseling t-shirt that I just bought. I guested on the Oblivion Bar Pods show with my good friend Chris Hacker and Botter Milligan from the Short Boxed for
Those guys again
for the Comic Book Creator Fantasy Draft, which you can find over on the Oblivion Bar Pod feed. I believe that my team won. Andy, I don't know if you've listened to that episode yet, but I fucking crushed it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Chris's was good. Yours was better.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that.
I mean,
and I'm sure you have a lead.
Botters was good too. I mean, everybody had good stuff.
Yeah, they tied for second place, and I got first, so that's fine.
I mean, kind of.
And you know what? That's a show. Well,
totally.
let's end while we're ahead. We talked about comic books. We talked about the news because there wasn't any.
Yeah,
Mike D will be back next week, so we'll get more from him. We'll hear about his San Diego trip. Maybe he went to his shop. Maybe he didn't. The suspense.
I hope he comes back with a Tales from the Shop. Wouldn't that be fun?
Every time that he goes to a different city and tries to go to a shop, the stories he brings back are fucking horrific.
He always has a bad time.
Horrific. So this time I pray to Glob above that he has a good experience. He deserves it.
He does deserve it. He does deserve it.
We'll tune in next week to see if he has a good time on his San Diego trip. Other than that, have a great weekend. And don't forget to bag and board him.
We'll see you next time.
Hi, Ronan.